8,600 raw lumens of light output thanks to these Ford Performance mirror-mounted off-road lights. Today we're going to be installing them on this 2021 Bronco. Here we have the Ford Performance mirror-mounted off-road lights fitting your 2021 Plus Bronco. If you're looking to drastically increase your light output overnight, this is the way to go. It includes 8,600 raw lumens between both of these LED lights. They are rated for off-road use only because of their massively bright light output. Rigid develops these for Ford Performance, so you know quality is the name of the game with the products and everything coming along with it going on your Bronco. These lights are rated at 28 watts, have a driving light beam pattern, and are rated for 50,000 hours of LED lifespan. This kit is designed to tap right into your factory auxiliary switches. Ford Performance includes absolutely everything you need for an easy installation, including the Ford Performance branded covers that allow you to run these legally on the street and obviously pop those covers off when you go off-road. But aside from that, we want to show you step by step on how to install these on your Bronco. Here are the tools required to install your mirror-mounted lights. First, we'll assemble the brackets onto the lights. Place the nylock nuts with the locking side facing inward. Add the 2 plastic brackets to keep the nuts from spinning. And you can tighten those down all the way with the included smaller bolts. Once they're tight, you can add the metal bracket. You want the tab of the metal bracket facing forward. Then we can get the remaining larger bolts and 2 washers and insert them into the side through the bracket and into the nylock nuts. And tighten them down hand tight for now. Once you have both lights assembled, we can move to the vehicle. Use a Torx bit to remove the outermost screw. You can set it aside as we'll be using the included hardware with this installation. Next, we'll need some blue Loctite for the bolts holding the bracket to the mirror. Get the supplied bolt into place. And tighten it down. We'll make our final adjustments later, but just get them roughly into place. And then you can repeat the same process on the driver's side. Moving under the hood, now is a good time to disconnect the negative battery terminal. We'll be routing the wiring from the lights behind the mirror housing and into the engine compartment. What you're looking at is the door on the right-hand side and the dashboard on the other. And here's the passenger side pulling the wire through in the engine bay. And you can see here on the driver's side as well. Next, we'll need to remove all the push pins on this plastic cowl. We won't be removing the cowl, but we'll just be using it to route the wires from the passenger side over to the driver's side. Grab the included negative wire and measure the amount you'll need to run a ground bolt in your engine bay. Cut and strip that wire. Crimp a ring terminal end on one side. And cut one of the included heat shrink tubes in half to cover the connection we just made. Be sure to keep the heat gun or the wiring itself moving so it shrinks evenly. Now we can strip the other end and add a butt connector. Crimp it into place and add some heat shrink. And now we can crimp the negative wire from the passenger side light. Once in place, cover with the heat shrink and heat up. Then secure the wire with the ground bolts seen here. Moving to the included power wire, strip and add a butt connector to one end. Don't forget the heat shrink, and then you can crimp the other end onto the power wire coming from the passenger harness. Then use the heat shrink to get it covered. And begin running the entire red wire under that plastic hood cowl to the driver's side. A plastic trim tool may be helpful to get it tucked all the way in. For the driver's side ground, we'll be adding the ring terminal end directly to the negative wire from the light itself. Grab the other half of the heat shrink we used for the passenger side, slide it on, and crimp the terminal end in place. We'll be using the outermost ground bolt seen here. Because we'll be wiring into auxiliary switch 2, cut the appropriate length power wire for both lights to reach the factory wiring. Add a butt connector to the driver's side power wire, and strip the extra wire you just measured and cut, then crimp into place. And you can get some heat shrink on there to seal it up. Then strip the passenger side power wire, as well as this green and brown wire, which is your auxiliary switch 2. We used a larger butt connector to tie in both the driver's side and the passenger side power wire into one connection. Make sure both power wires are stripped. Don't forget the heat shrink. Twist both the power wires together from each light and crimp them into the butt connector. Before finalizing this, reconnect the battery and test the light's functionality. Then, once you verify that they're both working with the auxiliary switch, you can heat up that heat shrink. Button everything up, and then we can get our final adjustments made. As you can see, there is a lot of adjustability with these off-road lights, so adjust to your liking. And with the factory high beams on, you can see why you need to keep those opaque covers on when you're on the street. I love the fact that Ford Performance includes absolutely everything you need for installation on the 2021 Bronco for these mirror-mounted off-road lights. The rigid 360 series 4-inch round LED lights put out a ton of output, so when you're off-road at night, you'll have plenty of visibility ahead to see whatever obstacles are coming down the way. And when you're on the street, Ford Performance includes these branded covers to make sure you're abiding by all the local traffic laws. In terms of installation, really wasn't too bad at all. We're really familiar with the auxiliary switch wiring at this point. Just figure out which aux switch you're looking for depending on the amperage, and you're ready to roll. Comment below and let us know what you think of this Ford Performance off-road lighting kit, as well as any other Bronco videos that you want to see here on the Steeda YouTube channel. We've got some awesome new parts coming down the line, so be sure to stay tuned. Hit that like, subscribe, the notification bell, and don't forget the most important thing, speed matters.
I'm right here.